Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new, subscribe, get involved in the comment section down below. The comment section just went off in the match reaction, so thank you everybody that dropped their opinions. You know, absolutely fantastic hearing what you've all got to say on how you saw the game as well. So cheers everyone that got involved. Do the same on this one. The debrief, we go a little bit more in depth. We have a look at the stats. We have a look at the passing networks, which... Wait till you see the passing network. We have a look at all the different creation zones, everything like that. So this is all on this episode. So a little bit more of an in-depth look at the tale of the game, the way it went, not just with my Villa tinted eyes. So, so thoughts the day after. Pretty much the same, to be fair. I think it was a really good, well-earned point. I think the point was the fair result. And oh my days, what about the relegation battle? It's hot enough, innit? It's hot enough. It's better than the title race. It's so close. I can't call it. I cannot call it. So, absolutely mad. But stay tuned for the full time. That's going to be on my other channel. I will drop the link to that in the description of this video as well, where we take a look back at all of the weekend's games and have a look at everything like that. So there's no top six bias in that as well. So we talk about teams from all over the league as well. So have a look at that if it's of interest. So back to the game then. I felt like a point was a fair result. I had a good day with Justin. It was really good, and I think Unai will be. I think he'll be pleased with that. I think he'll be pleased that he knows it was a tough game. He knows it's a tough place to go. There was signs of us looking really good, and then there was sort of signs of us could do better in certain areas. So let's go through now and let's have a little look at the tail of the game then. So we'll go to the start then. So 59% possession for Aston Villa, 12 shots, 4 on target. West Ham had 17 shots, 6 on target. We had 4 shots off target and they had 8. They had 12 corners, and to be fair, we defended the corners really, really well. I was pleased to see how resolute we were from set pieces. I think that's good, 12 corners coming in, so we did something right there. So that was pleasing to see. Like to see us getting a couple more, to be fair. They had 6 offsides, which again shows that our defence is working brilliantly with the high line. I know towards the end of the game we got them offside twice with the high line, so that was brilliant to see as well. We had 3 big chances, we missed 2. They had 3 big chances and missed 2 as well. We had 10 shots from inside the box, they had 12. 2 outside and they had 5. Now this is the big one, Villa fans. This is the big one, and this is the one that I've been really impressed with since Unai's come in, and we're starting to see the possession-based football side that we are. We was in the 500s, 545 passes for Aston Villa, which is absolutely tremendous. It shows that we are a possession-based football side. It shows that we love the ball, shows that we want the ball. So that's just really, really pleasing in itself. We were away from home, and we was able to impose our style on this game, which is the big thing. We had 87% passing accuracy as well, which was fantastic. I mean, if you're getting 90 plus, that is quality. So again, we're using the ball really well. 67% long ball accuracy as well, which is, tremendous to have off a long ball. It shows that we're not just long ball merchants. We're putting it into the right channels, the right danger areas, where Ollie Watkins wants it, where Ollie Watkins can do the damage as well. 50% dribbling accuracy from Villa, which is good, 69 for West Ham. We lost the ball 111 times, and so did West Ham. But in comparison to our 545 passes, that's not bad compared to West Ham having 350, and they're on the same as what we were. So I think in the Premier League, what I'm starting to see is that you lose the ball around 100 times. I think if I look back to previous games, we are losing the ball around 100 times every game. And I think every sort of team is around 100, give or take. Total duels won 39, Aerial duels won 8, tackles 12, interceptions 6, and clearances 25. So if we're looking at those stats there, not bad from Villa, and they do tend to show a bit of dominance with the ball, which is what we want to see, really. If we go to the West Ham average positions, as you can see, they're playing pretty high on us through that area. Midfield, again, is quite congested. But yeah, it just shows that they had that outlet of Bowen on that one side. So when Moreno went forward around here, that cross-field ball to Bowen was always on, wasn't it? And that was when Moreno was sort of having to struggle to get back at times. And that's because Bowen is in and around that area. Aston Villa's average positions, pretty much how you'd kind of want to see it. You've got Moreno that's going forward. He occupied that space pretty much majority of the time he was on the pitch. He was brilliant going forward. But again, it does leave us a little bit vulnerable in this area, which is what we saw with Jarrod Bowen. Bailey was tracking back a little bit as well. That was his average positions. You can see that the two centre-backs and Matty Cash tuck in, which will allow Moreno to go further forward. The double pivot of Dougie Luiz and McGinn. And then you've got to either side of that, you've got Ramsey and Emi Buendia, and a focal point of Ollie Watkins up top. So pretty much how you'd want to see it. That really does show how we play, to be fair. And then we'll go to our attacking outlets. Villa predominantly down the left-hand side, and West Ham were predominantly down the right-hand side. It was that battle between Moreno and Jarrod Bowen. The game was pretty much in the middle of the park as well. 38% of the game was spent in the middle of the pitch. Shots by XG per minute. I think this just shows that West Ham were getting a lot of shots off. Villa did well. Shot XG of 1.80 for Villa, 2.14 for West Ham. And, they were getting a lot of shots off. Ben Rama had quite a few shots, didn't he? So I think that shows the tail of the shot map. And again, here's the shot map. West Ham shot map compared to Villa. Villa in the blue, West Ham are in the claret. West Ham's danger creation was predominantly down through the middle, and Aston Villa's was down the left-hand side, through the middle, and a little bit through that right-hand side as well. So here we have West Ham's passing network. So you can see that they're going through to Aguard from Areola, to Zuma to Kayla, and then it's going into Declan Rice, Paqueta, and then they're distributing the ball to Ben Rama, to Bowen, Souček. Weren't really in the game, was he, Souček? And then Danny Ings was starved of everything. So it was slow, ponderous build-up from West Ham, and they were really trying to catch us on the counter-attack. Now, this is why you're all here. Have a look at Aston Villa's passing network. If any of you have been on our passing network journey, you will have seen that it has been a journey, and they do get better every time I put them on. Dare I say it, I think this is our best passing network. I really, really do. So here is Aston Villa's passing network from the game against West Ham. So what does it say? What does it show? So Martinez is going into Mings. Mings is knocking it to Konsa. The predominant ball from Aston Villa in this game was Mings into Dougie Luiz. Dougie Luiz was then setting the tempo. Dougie Luiz was the one that was distributing the ball for Aston Villa. And as you can see, it wasn't just going into one person. It was going into Moreno, Ramsey, McGinn. McGinn was then distributing it into Cash to Buendia. Buendia was distributing it to Ramsey. Ramsey was going into Buendia. The ball was going into Watkins. There was a triangle for Watkins with Moreno and Buendia. So as you can see, this passing network as well has got a bit of width to it as well. The width it's got is out to Moreno. Now, we'll get on to Bailey in a minute. If this had width out here as well, this would be an utter domination of possession. A lack of width on that right-hand side with Bailey is where it sort of makes this passing network look a little bit less nice, in my opinion. But, as you can see, there's triangles, there's interlink play with everybody, there's movement. It's a really good passing network from Villa, and it really shows the build-up from Martinez. So the build-up you're seeing from Martinez all the way up until you get to Watkins is really, really good. It's a brilliant passing network. The problem we've got is, like I said on the match reaction, like I said on the player ratings, Bailey is nowhere to be seen. And you can clearly see from this passing network that Bailey isn't offering much at all. When that ball from Buendia is going into Bailey, where's it going? Now, you'll get a line in this if you make 5 successful passes. So that's where you'll get a line. And you can see, I'm sure it's 5. So line width indicates a number of passes. So, you know, there's just a lack of something on this right-hand side. And you can clearly see from this graphic that, you know, there's not even a passing network back to Cash, or, you know, you've got this one here that's Buendia to Bailey, but, you know, we need to see more of an understanding and a link up with Watkins and Bailey as well. So I think this graphic literally clearly shows where the problem in our side lies. It's the right hand side. We haven't got a threat on the right. You know, you can see all of the passing between a Ramsey and a Buendia, a Ramsey and a Moreno, Ramsey and Luis. You know, there's dark lines, there's triangles, there's a partnership there. But when you get to this side, you know, it's breaking down. So I think that's literally showing what's going on with our side, to be fair. So I think that it does need addressing, because it's a weak link in our side, and we need to see more. And I felt like in that game, if we did have a bit more threat from that right hand side, then we would have been able to get something from that game a little bit more. I just want that added spice to my team, and you know, I just want that little vibe, and I just don't really think it's working on that right. I think that is definitely the weak link for me in our Villa side, that right hand side. So again, you know, away from home, it was a really good performance. You know, it's not one where we're clinging on for dear life. We saw the game out. We looked bright towards the end of the game as well. We looked like we were going to nick it. So yeah, I think it was a good point, a well thought point as well. Plenty of positives, and like we keep saying, this side is only going to get better. Like, it is literally only going to get better. And once Unai picks the right players who he wants to sign, I see us just getting stronger and stronger. And I maintain my point of the summer. We only want players that are going to suit and fit the system that we're playing. You can see that there's a style of play, there's a possession-based football, and we don't need anybody just rocking up and turning up and just being a player for the sake of it. We need specific players for this system, and I think that's what Emery's waiting for and holding out for, and I back him to get them, because, you know, I went to that game yesterday and I was so excited to see how we play. You know, there was no doubt in my mind that we would turn up. I just felt like we would 100% turn up, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting for the future. It's exciting to see where we're going. And if you can't get excited about Villa and where we're going, then I don't know, because we're on a journey here, and it's going to be brilliant. And I just can't wait for it. I can't wait to watch Villa play every time they step foot on a football pitch. So that is my debrief. Check out my full-time episode on my other channel as well. And also subscribe to this if you're new. Drop this video a like, and we'll be back for our match content in the week as well. So cheers everybody for watching. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the episode.